Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. And how are you doing, good people? How is the going? Are you well? How are you feeling? Do you feel like you want to share something? Do you feel like you want to talk something? Do you feel like you're bursting? Do you want to share something? You're free to write to me through my email. You're free to call me through my number at the description of the channel. You're free to seek for guidance, or you're free to seek for counseling, professional counseling if things have not gone the way you've always wanted. And yet, welcome back to the channel of hope. My name is Anna Mugeshe. I hope you're well. I hope you can speak out and share, because I always say, as a counselor, a problem spoken if a problem have solved. So welcome back. Today I want to talk about a very important topic. Today I want to talk about something that we were brought up being told and being prepared for, and that was about marriage. And you remember, if you are of my age, we were taught so many things on how to prepare things for our husbands as girls, and on how to take care of our wives as women. And that is the topic I'm going to talk about today, because somewhere, it somehow misled us or misled our children. And this is about, is good behavior a gift to marriage? Is behaving well a gift to marriage? And that is what I want to talk about, because we were told as women, if you behaved badly, then that is how you're going to behave in front of your husband. That is how you're going to behave in front of your wife. And somehow, somewhere, some of it worked, some did not work. And especially in the world that we are living today, the world that we are living in today. So when we told, or when you tell your child, this is how you're supposed to do for your wife, this is the way you're supposed to do for your husband, are you telling them not to do it for themselves and do it for the future husbands and the future wives? And that is what I want to talk about today. And the title of my video is going to be, is behaving well or good behavior a gift to marriage? I pose that question to you, and I want to make this video interactive. Comment and tell me whether really good behavior is a gift to marriage. What about those people that we used to call, or they are called, bad boys and bad girls, and they are well, happily married? Does it mean that they behaved well? They did not behave badly? And this is the video for today. So subscribe, guys. If you're new in this channel, consider to making it your home of hope, because this is where we enrich people's life through hope, relationships through hope, marriages through hope, and we also counsel in life through hope. So welcome to the video of today. Subscribe, hit on the notification bell, give me a thumbs up if you love the video, and of course share so that we can reach many lives. Welcome. I'll be back as you subscribe. So welcome back to the video. My name once again is Anna Mugeshe. Please do subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell and like the video and share if you really love the video. Thank you so much. I love you so much. So this is yet another topic of enriching our lives and our lives in whole, our way of bringing up children as a mother. We were brought up being told the things that we do in life. For example, if you are taught how to cook, and your parents, I don't know whether these generations of today are still doing it. Those who are behind us, maybe two people behind us, or even us, depending on when you're born. We were brought up, especially girls and boys, being told on the things that we do are the things that we are going to do in future when we get married. And that is why the video of today, I've given it a title, Is Good Behavior a Gift to Marriage? Do you think when you behave very well, when you tell your children to behave very well, that is the time they are going to get married? And when you tell them the things that they do, by the way of dressing, by the way they carry out themselves, by the way they do things in general, when you tell your children that this is the way you're going to go, are you telling them they are doing it for their future husbands? Are you telling them that they are doing it for their future wives? And that is what I am talking about today. Is good behavior a gift to a marriage? Remember, we talk about bad boys and bad girls, getting the best husbands, getting the best wives, bad people who are not very hardworking, getting good jobs, people who are not very hardworking, getting promotions. Those are the things that I'm talking about. And are we really telling our children, this is how you cook for your husband? Don't you cook for yourself? That is what I'm talking about. This is how you will dress for your husband. How about dressing it for myself? I believe it like this, and I stand to be challenged. This is my own opinion. I stand to be challenged. What is your own opinion on this? Is that when I cook very well, when I prepare the food very well, I do it first of all for myself before I pass it to other people. When I behave very well, when I am good at myself, when I feel good about myself, it's about me before I pass it to other people. And this is how I think we should bring up our children as we teach them. Remember, in one way or another, they will learn from their parents. They will learn from our experiences. From childhood, how you teach them how to cook. You tell them this is how you cook. This is how you go about it. He knows how to cook for the family. He knows how to cook for the family. But don't add, this is how you're going to cook for your future husband. Of course, it will come in automatically because you have taught them well. Let them know that, first of all, they are doing it for themselves. The bad boys, the bad behaved, they also get married and they get good husbands and good wives. So when you tell your children to work very hard for their husbands, when you tell them to work very hard for their future husbands and their very future wives, then somehow, somewhere, the tongue misleads them. And that girl may grow up knowing that I am doing it for him. That boy will know I am doing it for her. Probably you can tell them we are doing it for your future reference. Because of course they would know how to cook. They would know how to treat each other. But they're going to copy it from the family level. Don't tell them when you dress like this is how you're going to dress in front of your husband. Is this how you're going to dress in front of your wife? Is good behavior a gift of marriage? I believe marriage comes between two people who are compatible, people who face each other and they feel they are compatible, people who meet each other and they feel that they can live together, people who look at the likes and the dislikes of each other and they can compromise and accommodate each other in life. And that is, sorry about that, and that is what I believe marriage will come into. You don't meet your first man, you don't meet your first girl and you ask her, do you know how to cook? Men, where are you? I know I have a percentage of men who watch my videos, who watch my channel, who have subscribed to my channel. What do you do on your first date? What do you do when you meet your first girl? Do you ask her whether she knows how to cook? Do you ask her whether she knows how to wash utensils? Do you ask her whether she knows how to take care of a man? Of course not. For women, when you meet your first man, those girls, when you meet your first boyfriend, you ask them this stuff that they are taught from home, so that you can judge if they don't know how to cook, if they don't know how to change the TV, if they don't know how to do the boys thing, and then you refuse them or you do away with them because they are not taught things. That is not what happens. So we mislead our girls, we mislead our boys, but of course as a couple, of course as their mom, as their dad, they are going to copy so many behaviors from you, and that is what they will learn, what you did. And that is why in these relationships you are supposed to be very careful, because if it is men, boys are copying from their men. If you are a man and you're mistreating your wife, that is what the man will learn from. That boy will learn that women are mistreated. Ask Wamurada. I listen to her very much, and that is what she talks about. And since I'm in marriage, I know what I'm talking about. And somehow, somewhere, I agree with some of the things that she talked about. Those are the things our girls are going to copy from us. Of course, we must direct them to the right direction, but we don't tell them for the future husbands. Of course, our boys are going to learn so much from us, but we don't tell them for their future husbands. So my question is, as I pose it to you, this is a very interactive video. Comment and tell me what you think about this specific topic. Comment and tell me, how are we supposed to train our girls and boys for their future reference? Do we have to tell them that they're doing it for their husbands? Do we have to tell them we are doing them for the future wives? What are we supposed to tell them? Of course, most of the things in marriages and relationships, they'll copy from those who are ahead of them, those who are their role models, the negative ones and the positive ones. And that is why I read an article sometimes back of a lady who was brought up being told, this is how you cook for a husband, this is how you cook for your visitors, this is how you take care of your husband. And when she met the man who got married to her, is when she realized that all these things that she was taught to do are not literally for the husband. Some of these things, she was misled. And that is when she learned she was supposed to work hard for herself and not for the future husband. And that is why we are misleading, or we were misled. We were taught to do things for their husbands, and especially for women, because I am a woman. When we get into marriage, we change everything and we start living for ourselves and we live for our husbands, because that is what we were taught. We don't cook for ourselves, we cook for the husband. If it is a man, you are brought up knowing this is how you're supposed to treat your wife. Not for you, but for her. So you find that when this boy grows up and gets married, because from down there, she has been brought knowing this is what I'm supposed to do for my future wife, then that man will never live for himself. He will live for that wife or that woman or that lady. And this is where we are misleading, or this is where we were misled. First of all, let our children know that the good behavior is for their own sake and not for their future spouses. Let them know the good cooking is for themselves, not for their spouses. The good bringing up is not a gift to getting married to good wives, is not a gift to getting married to good wives, husbands. And of course, it comes up, it is a gift. It comes up with a good future, the good behavior, but it doesn't guarantee a good marriage. It doesn't guarantee a good husband. It doesn't guarantee a good wife. A good wife, a good husband come from God, and the compatibility between the two of you, not what you were brought up to do for your future spouses. Am I making sense, or is it that complicated? So let us bring up our children. Let us bring up our girls and boys for themselves, for their greater future, for themselves. The reference, of course, will come up later, but let us teach them this is for you, first of all. Because in Kiswahili they say, mtoto umleavyo ndio akuavyo. And for the children, for those who are watching me from outside there, it means that if you don't know this language, it means that how you bring up your child is what that child will grow up like. If you direct them to the wrong direction, they will grow up in the wrong direction. If you bring them up in the right direction, they will grow up right, not going aside. And that is what I'm talking about. Let them know when they behave well, they have a better future for themselves. If they grow up well, they will be able to bring up right future generation for themselves. And let them know they are doing it for themselves and for their better part of their lives, not for the future husbands and wives. I hope I'm not very strict, but those are some of those things that some of us are brought up being told, that you dress like this. Is this the way you talk in front of, is this the way you're going to talk in front of your wife? Is this the way you're going to talk in front of your husband? Let our children know that how they talk will make their character, not for their husbands, not for their wives. It is all about compatibility, and that is how I feel. It is not how about what you're taught. Of course, it will reflect your future, but it will reflect knowing that, first of all, as a child, you taught your child to do it for himself or herself, and then whatever you taught them in a very good way will reflect in their future relationships, in their future marriages. And good behavior is not a gift to a marriage or to getting married. The way you will carry yourself will not guarantee you a marriage, will not guarantee you a wife, will not guarantee you our husband. Of course, you will have a good one, because of course if two of you meet and you're brought up very well, then you're going to bring up very well, you're going to mingle very well because you're well behaved. But it doesn't mean that it is a gift to a good marriage, it is a gift to a wedding. And that is what I'm talking about. So what do you think about these guys? How do you think about bringing up children and telling them they do this for their future spouses? And if they do it wrongly, their future spouses are not going to be happy about it. And the children grow up knowing we are doing all this for the future of our spouses or for our spouses. What about for ourselves? And this is the video of today. I hope I've empowered you. I hope I've enriched part of your life. And if you're bringing up a generation, you can first of all tell them to behave for themselves, to have good behavior for their own future and not for anybody else. And that other thing about spouses and future marriages, it will come automatically, and it is going to be reflected from how you brought them up in the ways of the Lord, of course, and in the ways they are supposed to be. So I hope I have enriched you. I hope I've empowered you. I hope you have understood where I am coming from and what I am talking about. Which generation are you in? How were you brought up? Are you married? Are you not married? And did it work, or did you see any change? And do you think that good behavior is a gift to a marriage? May God bless you even as you reflect upon this message, and may you be helped on how you can bring up a good future generation who love themselves, who live for themselves, and who will not live other people's lives just because they are taught to live other people's lives. God bless you. God keep you. Don't forget to subscribe and bye for now.